For all episode resources, subscribe links, and ways to support the podcast, head on over to onthebubblepodcast.com. Now, on with the show.
Hey friends, welcome back to On The Bubble Podcast. My name is Josh Liston. Our home online is onthebubblepodcast.com. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Joshua C. Liston. That's at Joshua C. Liston. Today we're trying something a little different by covering 3 notable moments in the Save Our Show fan campaigns for 3 different genre television shows: Almost Human, The 4400, and the Battlestar Galactica prequel, CAPRICA. So we won't drag on too long now. Let's get into the episode. The Warner Brothers sci-fi drama, Almost Human. In the lead up to the second annual Almost Human FanCon, held completely online, the Save Almost Human community was heavily involved in supporting a particular cause, Limbs for Life, via an Almost Human fan convention t-shirt drive. And the shirts actually looked really good. And if I was around at the time and involved with the drive, I definitely would have purchased one. And of particular note, all profits from the Limbs for Life Almost Human t-shirt drive actually went to supporting Limbs for Life. The Save Our Show fan campaign for Almost Human also featured a pre-written letter campaign, which featured several copy and paste templates, which fans could easily copy and paste if they couldn't maybe come up with their own perfectly worded reason why Almost Human should be left on the air and get a second season. One of those postcard options, which got a little bit of coverage on the internet, was a postcard of a small movable leg, which was cleverly paying homage to series lead John Kennex, portrayed by actor Carl Urban, and his amputee status in the Almost Human universe. Just to finish up, the Almost Human fan campaign failed, unfortunately, to get the result they were after, which was a second season of the show, and remains unsuccessful as at January 2018. Pretty unfortunate. Hashtag Save Almost Human.
This is Jordan Collier speaking. As you know, there was a 4400 Q&A in October that I was unable to attend. We had reason to believe that members of the Marked were masquerading as fans of the show and had orchestrated an attack against me. I made it very clear that the war for the future will be fought in the past, but the war is now. But let us not mistake a tactical retreat for cowardice. I have every intention of meeting you in Promise City for a Q&A very soon. Once we secure the perimeter, the Bring Back the 4400 organization will present you with a date and time. Until then, keep signing and sharing the petition, as it is critical to our movement. And never forget, we're not a threat. We're salvation. The networks will have to deal with us.
USA Network's The 4400. Rabid fans of The 4400, backed by SaveThe4400.net, a now defunct fan website, sent packs and packs and packs of sunflower seeds to the USA Network. Sunflower seeds representing the favourite snack of the 4400 character, Dr. Kevin Burkhoff. Unfortunately, though, it didn't work. A later push from Sci-Fi to pick up the show also failed. So as we can see here, even with a well-written show like the 4400 and a clever tie-in from the fan campaign like the Sunflower Seeds, there really is no guarantee that that will move the needle in the eyes of the network executives. What I guess made that even more painful for fans was the 4400 is yet another show where the final season was left on a massive cliffhanger, which if you've been with On The Bubble podcast for a while now, massive cliffhangers are pretty much number one on the what will annoy your fans forever list, and the 4400 managed to be left that way. Jumping forward several years from the initial campaign, sci-fi.com reported on September 30th, 2015, that members of the 4400's cast and crew had joined fans in a new renewal effort, which involved petitioning Netflix for a revival of the series. This has yet to come to fruition. The hashtag Bring Back the 4400 fan campaign has not been successful as at January 2018. Another really, really annoying one because that show is really good. Sci-Fi's CAPRICA. Shortly after the cancellation of CAPRICA, hardcore fans quickly jumped into action, coordinating themselves to send crates and crates full of apples, like actual real apples, the fruit, to Sci-Fi's offices in the United States, referencing the fact that a really bright red apple featured in the majority of CAPRICA's visual marketing and promotional materials. The apple had almost become part of the visual identity of the show outside of the show itself. So a lot of people recognised that that was part of the universe, whether they'd seen the show or not. So I guess at the very least, the Sci-Fi office staff had to recognise that the Save CAPRICA campaign was both a pressing and time-sensitive campaign, but it was also real because they had a real physical object that was sitting in their offices. As pressing, I guess, as a bunch of quickly spoiling apples. The Save CAPRICA campaign also saw the ramp up of the fan-fueled Operation Airlock Facebook page, which campaigned for their followers to take part in an organised boycott of the Sci-Fi network and their sponsors for the cancellation of CAPRICA. I was a massive Battlestar Galactica fan myself, the 2004 version and the original. Didn't love CAPRICA, but I guess towards the end of the first season, just when the show looked like it maybe deserved to be mentioned in the same breath as the reimagined Battlestar Galactica, it got cancelled. So maybe like a Terra Nova, the show had finally started to show some real promise just when it was axed. So not exactly a cliffhanger in this case, as much as some real potential being knocked on the head and, killed early, for the lack of a better term. Okay, at Joshua C. Liston on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook for me. On the Bubble Podcast to subscribe to the show. You can go to the website and press play if that's easier than using an app. And share the show with someone who is into TV, particularly if they love the show that got cancelled, because we'll probably cover it at some point. And it's good to share those emotions for us TV geeks and TV nerds. You're not the only one out there that's still bitter that your favourite show got cancelled early. Okay, talk soon.
For all episode resources, subscriber links, and ways to support the podcast, don't forget to check out onthebubblepodcast.com. Thanks and talk to you soon.